Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Mufc Realist TV on this day of recording, Sunday. And yesterday, most of us got our pants pulled down by Fabrizio Romano's initial tweet that Victor Gyökeres has chosen to play for Arsenal. And that kind of sent a shockwave throughout the fan base, panic station, overreaction. And unfortunately, I was out celebrating a friend's birthday, so I had a little bit of a day off Saturday. So what is this all about? Why did we overreact? Because basically the initial tweet where he came out to explain that Victor Gyökeres' priority is to join Arsenal this summer, despite calls from Manchester United in the recent weeks. Now I'm going to sort of depack this tweet as well. Gyökeres always an option amid Cesco talks with no deal sealed so far, meaning no bid so far. Arsenal keep assessing the situation. United remain keen, but believe the deal is not now unlikely. Now that was kind of a little bit Fabrizio Romano spinning the plate, because at the end of the day he corrected himself that yes, he did not say no to Manchester United. He's just basically keeping his options open, and that's what it is. It's pretty much this, because at the end of the day I'm thinking this does not really add up. Fabrizio Romano been quite accurate in this story. As a matter of fact, a week ago he tweeted out that he was 99% sure that if Manchester United would got Champions League, Victor Gyökeres would be a Manchester United player. So what is going on here? Now, I can just put two and two together. Gyökeres, that didn't come from the player's mouth himself. Where did it come from? Could it be his agent? Could it be Andrea Berta, which has excellent relationship with Fabrizio Romano? Andrea Berta, that we know is the sporting director, Italian sporting director with Arsenal. We know that Berta operates, he's a smooth operator. He likes to line up two deals at the same time and then pull the trigger. Now, on the other hand, it's well documented and reported that Arsenal are in pole position and in advanced talk for Benjamin Cesco, and Gyökeres remains as an option. So does it really mean that he's chosen? I mean, does it really mean that he has chosen Arsenal? And where does it come from? Could it just be that Andrea Berta is utilizing Fabrizio Romano as a mouthpiece to actually lower down the asking price to RB Leipzig for Benjamin Cesco? This is kind of the transfer window one-on-one, and also might also be that, to push Manchester United to actually hurry up and make a bid, because nobody's actually making a bid. And it doesn't really make sense from a player perspective. Why would you burn your bridges? This doesn't come out from the player himself, Why would you burn your bridges if Arsenal rejects you and goes for Cesco? Then you're in the mud. I don't think so. I don't think the player agent would do such a thing. As an agent, your obligation is keep the interest lukewarm from every single party, and just don't come out to say that we haven't given the green light. Personal terms can be agreed with every single club. And so far what's been reported behind the scenes, Manchester United and Victor Gyökeres and his agents has already agreed personal terms. Fabrizio Romano said it as well. He would have been a Manchester United 99% 1 week ago if Manchester United had made Champions League. So could it be down to the player's ambition, potentially? Could it be that Arsenal is pressuring RB Leipzig to lower down the price? If you look at Arsenal in that hierarchy, they have always looked for Benjamin Cesco. Ever since last year, it's well documented. Benjamin Cesco was supposed to join in January, but didn't. He preferred to stay another half of the season in RB Leipzig, and now they are in advanced negotiations. Sure, they looked at Victor Gyökeres, but do understand that he is open to different moves. There is a specific price target that could be set for a release clause plus. So for this, according to my opinion, it's not over, right? The player hasn't chosen anyone. If you go back to Fabrizio Romano, he then came back and stated in his YouTube video as well to say Gyökeres hasn't simply said no. he's still keeping his options open. However, he prefers Champions League football, right? That is an ambition in a way. But Manchester United, as well as what Fabrizio Romano was saying, and what I was saying, that he would have joined Manchester United without Premier League, Champions League football as well. So this does not add up, according to my opinion. Now, it's been a weekend. I think there's a lot of spin coming on. It's early days here yet, but I think that this is a lot of media spin gallery, and we know that Ornstein hasn't really come out. And if there is one journalist, the Ornstein bomber, that knows Arsenal quite well, that is Ornstein, right? Ornstein knows Arsenal pretty well, and he was silent yesterday. He didn't say anything. So Fabrizio Romano lately has been spinning a lot of plates. We can see also that he's building up this crescendo, this surprise element that might be happening. All of a sudden he comes up tweeting this is kind of a little bit inconsistent what he'd been saying, because he's been hearing or getting snippets or potentially given delivered information to deceive. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, he comes in, bam, here we go, Victor Gyökeres to Arsenal, to Manchester United, X, Y, Z. But I want to hear your thoughts and feelings, because I kind of analyzed that tweet and I kind of put it out exactly what I said here. You know, nobody really knows what's going on right now. Only Gyokeres knows what's going on, and his agent, by the way. In other ways, there was kind of spin coming out again, like old news from iPaper Sports, Peter Hall. He just retweeted to say that, you know, the hierarchy of Manchester United are not sure about Gyokeres, which is absolutely BS as well. You know what I mean? Because it's actually Arsenal's hierarchy that's not really sure. There's a little bit of a divide, because Arteta wants Benjamin Cesco. Then we know that Andrea Berta is kind of pushing for both players. But then we'll see what the options is. Stylistically, Cesco fits, you know, Arsenal better, in my opinion, and Gyokeres fits Ruben Amorim's system better. And then, of course, we saw instant reports coming out regarding Hugo Ekitike, and we also saw the links that Manchester United are now diverting over to Victor Osimhen as well. So that it's normal practice. Man United don't only keep like one egg in the basket. They are looking at multiple deals just in case one collapse 100%. So, as from a fan perspective, it's guttering. I can understand that if he doesn't want to come to play for Manchester United, then do one. I do understand. Ruben Amorim even said it in a press conference after, you know, the Europa League after Betis, when he was asked about Gyokeres, and said, I want players to come and play for the club, not for a specific competition. And that, in my opinion, was a direct message to Gyokeres, which Manchester United have numerous calls and phone conversations to qualify. Would you come either way? And of course he said yes. This is, in my opinion, just, you know, a player that keeps his options open until he makes up the mind. For me, this comes from Romano, of course. You know, Romano says he didn't really say no. For me, like, you know, it's only valid until the actual player comes out to say, you know, listen guys, I made up my mind, I'm going to Arsenal. And then you go back on Erik Niva, which is the leading sports correspondent in Sweden for Aftonbladet and football correspondent on Viasat Football, like, you know, the TV channel, where he said, actually, you know what, I am convinced, or I am pretty much sure, that Gyokeres will become a Manchester United player this season. Now, Erik Niva is somebody that I know. Erik Niva is somebody that knows Gyokeres quite well, but I've been following and reporting and interviewing multiple times. So we will see where this ends up. But so far, it's not that, you know, damning as what you think it is if you put your, you know, thinking hat on, you know. You can just follow what Fabrizio has been saying. You can follow what everyone is saying, you know, but you haven't really heard what Ornstein has to say. So for me, the race is still on for Gyokeres, and the race is still on for everyone that's on Manchester United's target list. Who will fit the system? Who will become a Man United player? Well, only time could tell. But at the end of the day, I want to hear your thoughts and feelings. After everything's said and done, what do you think? 100%. Thank you for tuning in. This has been Mick Ruby on a Sunday. Not home, or not in my, I'm away, and you can see I'm in a hotel, having my say, and of course, hopefully I make you a little bit of a sensible day. Thank you for watching, and do not forget to like and subscribe. See you to the next one. Bye for now.